For the beast, we'll start off with the head. You'll actually start by making 2 of these assemblies, which include this piece, the hinge piece, 1x4 plate. Let me get this piece off really quick. One of these cheese slopes with the studs on the end, and then you're going to grab a 1x1 stud and place it right here. After which, with your second one that you've made, you're now able to join them together via a 1x2 cheese slope, and that will just rest on the blue section. Okay, again, feel free to pause this if you need it. You will then grab 2 1x1 bricks, and they'll attach to a 1x2 cheese slope, just like that, and this will go right behind it. Okay, that's what you should have. We're then going to be mimicking, the eyes for the shark almost. So you grab the brick, the Technic brick with the hole. You're going to put the black pin in there, and then the Technic pin bushing, and you're going to grab the light piece that's usually used for like lightsabers and stuff, and you're going to put it between, and that will actually hold those together. After which, you're going to grab the sub-assembly that you had, place that on top. For the jaw piece, we're going to start with a 2x2 circular piece. It's a plate. Then we're going to grab 2 of the 1x2 plates and actually attach them together, and we'll place them on one side of this. After which, we're going to be grabbing these bricks with the 90-degree offset studs, and one will be facing that way, so the forward direction on one side, and the other will be flipped, just like that. After which, we'll grab a tooth piece and put a 1x2 cheese slope on it, and it will actually attach to the front part of this. After which, we can now attach it to the remainder of the head, and the red parts will actually be connecting. So that's how that should look. Okay. What we will then do is you're going to grab a 1x2 blue plate and put it underneath this angular section. After which, we'll grab 2 of these bricks, the slopes with the stud, and we'll put them on the back. So you should have this by the end of it. And we'll be putting that just here on the back, like that, of the head. So again, that's what you should be having at the end of this. The lower jaw assembly is probably one of my favorite assemblies in the entire build. It's based exactly like how the shark was. You're going to grab a 2x2 plate, then you're going to grab all these bricks that again have a 90-degree angle, and you're going to put 4 of them all around. Putting these teeth pieces on the side, on either side, and grabbing the 1x2 white cheese slope piece, and you put this on what will be the back. We will then grab a tooth piece like this and put the other build down, and you're going to make this out of, again, you have the fender part, so from like the cars or whatever, and you have this, I guess it's a 1x2 with this bar attached to it. You're going to do it like this, to where the slopes go upward towards the bar. After which, the tooth piece will go just right behind it, so like that. And you will put this on the front of this assembly. Now, for the sides of the mouth, you'll grab, for one side, we'll do it with this 1x3 angular plate. And again, you're going to grab another fender section and a tooth, and they'll attach like that. So that's what you should have for one side, and the other side should just be flipped. Now that we have all of these sections here together, we're going to start by assembling, or we're not going to assemble the head. So you'll actually want to grab the lower jaw, and you're going to place this angle area on it like that. On the opposite side, you can see that there are the two anti-studs shown right here. So we're going to attach things via the first one, closest to this point. On the head, there's that stud, and so we're going to essentially just put it like that. Okay? And you can actually kind of see how the mouth moves, just like the space of parts between it. Make sure though that everything is nice and snug, and we're going to attach the same thing to the other side. So this front stud, where the point is, just underneath that, we're going to attach here, then this slope wing piece will attach it there. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so with this assembly, we're going to grab the other side, and you'll just put it over here. Just like that. And you can already see, you get a little bit of motion there. And then, what I'll show later in more detail for the transformation, is that we can do this. Okay, we'll set this aside for right now. We will now start with the belly of the beast. You'll start by making 2 of these assemblies. It's fairly simple. You grab the 1x6 white plate and put a 1x2 here, just offset of 1 stud. And then you're going to grab this Technic beam piece, and it will just click on right there. And then grab the gray slope and also put it in the very front. As I said earlier, you're going to make 2 of these. Set them aside. We'll then start by making this assembly. So you'll make 2 of these claw sections and attach them to either end of these gray ball joint pieces that look just like this. So one will be facing this way, while of course the other one will be facing the opposite way. Put them on a 2x4 red plate, and you grab a 2x2 white plate and just put it on this red assembly, just offset by 1. Okay, once you've done that, you can grab these assemblies, and red will go on the red, so just like that. So that's what we have so far. Set it aside right now. You then grab a 2x4 plate and attach this angled white piece to one end. On the same note, you'll grab a 2x2 blue plate, and there are these ratchet pieces. They're 1x2 or 1x3, however you want to look at it, with the ratchet pieces on the end. We grab 2 of those, and they just go right on top, and a 2x3 plate that's red covers that. Grabbing this assembly, the 2x2 plate will go right here, while the 2x3 will go on top. So just show that, just like that. Okay. You will then grab this assembly that you made, and it will go around top, like that. So the red is again on top of the red, and it's flush. You will then grab these 1x6 bricks, and they will go on top, like that. You will then grab these 1x6 bricks, and they will actually go on the top of this, and they will actually hang off. So if you have your own parts, you could easily make another slant piece right there connecting to it, and you could change this Technic part out for a brick to make it stronger or to make it better looking. So that's what we have. The next assembly consists of this angled plate piece with a 2x2 white plate underneath it, and you grab also the ball joint piece and you just put it on there. You'll then grab 2 of these curved pieces that are dark blue, and you can put them on top of a 1x2 plate. So just like that. Okay. and then orientate the studs up top of the angled area, and you're gonna make the curve go down like this. That way the curve goes down towards the ball joint. And then you're going to grab this assembly that we had, and on this angled plate you're just going to attach it. Just like that. So again, the ball joint should be down, while these two should be on the sides. I'll set that aside for right now. For the tail assembly, it's actually fairly simple. You're going to grab one of these ball joint connectors, and then two of these 1x3 plates. You'll put one underneath, and then grabbing a 1x6 light gray piece, put it on top so it looks like this. And you're just going to sandwich it with the other 1x3. And this, just because of how the parts work, actually gives you some motion. We'll now go to the head. We'll start this assembly by grabbing a 1x2 plate and putting it underneath this red clip piece. So there you go. You can tell there's two pieces, the 1x2 plate underneath and the clip. Attach the next assembly, which consists of these connector pieces, the bar that are 1x2, and you're going to grab a white 1x2 with the bar attached, and then you're going to grab two 1x1 studs. So there's one, and then the other one's attached here. Just 1 second. Just like that. Okay. After which, you're going to grab 4 of these pieces, and you're actually going to angle them to just do a complete square. Okay, and on the front one, you'll put a gold stud. So it should have something that is looking like this. And then grab a 2x2 red plate and put it on top. Okay, set that aside. After which, you're going to grab this angled piece with the stud on the side, as well as one of these bow areas. Okay, you'll actually be making 2 of these, but they'll be flipped. So I have one assembled here, while one you'll be making the other direction. So look at these. Put my hand really quick, and make sure that you make something and make sure that you make these in this correct orientation. Okay. After which, you then come here and put them on like this, with the curved part towards the head. I believe. You're going to grab 2 more of these curved pieces, and they will actually go right in front. Okay. There we go. We will now connect this assembly, the head, to the body that we had just made. So we have these 2 sets on top and the 1x2 plate underneath, and it'll just attach like that. And then for the beast mode, you'll actually fold this all the way down to where it touches the ground. Okay, we'll set this aside. We will then add the tail. So the tail will just actually go underneath where this dark gray ball joint is. Just like that. And straighten it out. We'll now start doing the hind legs. The hind legs will start by making 2 of these assemblies. So you'll actually need 2 of these. And just to show, we're going to be making this foot. Sit right there. So you start by grabbing this 1x2 piece with the red piece with the bar. Attach it there, and grab the dark gray ball joint. Put it on the back. Okay. Then grabbing 2 of these angled parts again with the stud on the back, and you'll make them toward that they're pointing towards the ball joint. So if you can see like that. Grab the second one. Okay. Then you're going to grab these crab claws, I guess is what they are, and then you put them on the outsides of this barred piece. So just like that. Then you're going to grab one of these pieces and you're going to put it inside like that. And then I like to open these up. There you go. So that's the base of the foot. That one there, this one here. Now for the upper part of the leg, you're going to grab a smooth 2x2 round curved tile and grab this assembly and attach it here. After which you're going to grab another one of these blue slants and attach it right there. Set it aside for just a second. You'll grab a gray ball joint piece and a 1x1 by 2/3 stud or angled tile cheese slope, and you'll put it on like that. So we'll have one facing this way, while the other will have the ball joint. Actually, I'll just show you quick. The other will have the ball joint going towards the left with the slope going down. Setting that aside. Okay, so after we have that, you'll then attach it to the assembly that we had made. Another way that you can make sure it's right is if the slants are almost perfect with each other. Just because of how the pieces are, they won't be perfect, but you do kind of get the idea. We're then going to grab 1x2 plate and put it underneath one of these ball joint connectors and attach it just like so. Afterwards, 2x2 round plate followed by a 2x2 smooth tile, and that will go on top, and that will finish off the blue right there. And for this side in particular, you're going to grab another one of these connectors, attach it, and make sure that you have a fender, one of the white fender pieces, and it should be on the inside, and it should be pointing towards the inside. Okay, so I will also assemble it with the other one as well. Let me just first attach the foot, just like that. Okay, set that aside. So do it on this side. So if this is what you have, again with the tiles being in the same direction, you're going to grab this piece, put it on top, and then this piece will go on top. Make sure again there's the 1x2 in here, then the fender piece on the inside pointing towards the inside. Okay, we'll then attach it to this ball joint, and then for the beast mode, what we'll do is we'll actually attach it right now. So connector to this ball joint, and then you're going to slide it back. And if you notice, it didn't move this piece just because, well, that's, I don't know, I guess that's just how it goes. Then you're going to rotate this leg forward like that. So one more time, attach this on the outside. So you're going to bring this back, you're going to rotate the leg forward, just like that. And then in beast mode, you can give it the hind or the back forward facing legs or the frontward facing legs. And then this is like the hip joint, which I usually try to keep still, but you obviously can move to get different poses. And now we're going to start with the rest of the body. Grab a 2x4 white plate and put these black connectors on top. Should be 2 of them. After which, we'll set this down aside. And you'll then make this. Grab a 2x4 plate as the base. You'll grab 1x3 plate of blue on the other side, and it will just be held on by one stud to the point to where you should be able to move it. Grab a 1x2 plate, put on the other side, and you will flip it over on the blue side. You're going to grab 1x3 plates, put them that way. So I'll just give you some angles so you guys can make sure how it's done. Okay. Then grabbing this part, what we're going to do is you're going to attach it underneath these blue sections so that you can see at least one stud for each of these that are black. So if you were to look at 2, there should be like an overhang. Next assembly is we'll be making this with the gold stud on this ball joint piece, and we'll be doing the exact same for the other side. Okay, just set aside, and again, the gold studs, one should be on one side of the ball joint while one should be on the other side. You'll then grab a 2x4 plate and again do the 1x3 blues on the other side. After which, you'll grab these sections and you'll attach them like this. So with the adjacent to this blue stud is the gray studs, and opposite of it is the gold. Do the same thing on the opposite side, and then bring in the model that we did have. You're gonna make sure that these 1x3 plates are directly on top of one another when you put this down. This edge should be flush with this edge. So just so you can see it. Okay, just like that. Now would be a good time to test, just to make sure that you can swivel these. And again, this is just because of how the pieces work. As you can tell, it's not actually touching that stud, and so that's how part of this machine will work. Currently it falls off, but we're going to put some more pieces on, which will hold it together. Set this aside. You'll then grab a 1x2 plate with clips on the side, and you'll put it facing the front, so facing that way, the opposite of where the ratchets are. So ratchets, and you got your clip right there. Set this aside. Next assembly we'll make is a 2x4 gray plate, the 2x2 blue, and then the studs on the side. Just like that. Set that down right now. Okay. We will now make two of these but flips. I'll show you both of them actually. Grab a 1x4 plate. You'll then grab this black 1x2 with the connector, the pinhole, and you'll put it on one side. So again, if you're going to do the opposite side, you'll just flip it. So you'll have that. Grab a 1x2 blue plate, and I'll go right next to it. After which, a 1x2 by 2/3 Chi-slope. There you go. And then depending on which direction you have this white bar, you'll grab this blue fin, and you'll actually make this to where, sorry, my bad. You'll actually make this to where it'll go like that. So the direction that this is in should be the longest direction of your fin. And you'll flip it as well. So showing the flip side, 1x4 plate, grab this bar piece, 1x2, and the Chi-slope. So that's what it should look like so far. And then you're going to grab this wing piece and put it just like that. So the longest edge continues. Grabbing this piece that we had before, you're going to grab each wing and you're going to put it on the stud. Just like this. So it should be facing away from the section that you're able to grab. Okay, so we'll set aside for right now. You'll then grab a 2x2 white plate and this blue 1x2 jumper, place it on top. Then directly underneath this, with the same side where the jumper is, you'll put 2 more gold studs. And then on the opposite side, a 1x2 blue and red plate. So again, you should have something that looks like this. Make sure that the studs are on the same side as that jumper. For the finishing touches, you'll then grab these curved pieces and attach them right here. Okay. Grab the assembly that we had before, and wherever the studs are, make sure that they're directly above it. So just like this, and you compress. So one side you have the blue, red, blue, and on the other side you have where the studs are. Again, now would be a great time to test it, make sure that this is able to rotate smoothly. Connecting the sides that we have, so we have this first assembly as well as the second. Make sure that the wings, whichever way that if they're going downward or whatever, what we're going to do is actually we're going to kind of fold them back a little bit. This will help us kind of know where they are. I like to fold them back just a bit too. So the jumper as well as the tips of the wings should be faced forward. You're going to grab this assembly, and this 2x2 gray plate will go right on top of these. Just like that. So on the front, you have the red plate. Okay, and then you can make sure. So everything essentially rotates along this axis. You can see what like the stud is. These are able to rotate right there, as well as this, and these should be able to rotate forward. And then grab 2 of these bricks. They're the 2 by 2 2/3 with the stud, and you place them on top of each other. After which, you'll grab a 2 by 3 plate and place this angled section right above it. This angled 2 by 2. Okay, and they'll go right on top. In robot mode, this is what will be the ammunition clip. In the beast mode, it will just fill up some space that you can actually place as a minifigure instead if you'd like. Grabbing the assembly that we had before, those 2 black studs is actually where this will go. So this will just go right there. We'll now attach it with our previous assembly. So those white ratchet joints right here, we're going to connect these black ratchet joints as well. Just for the sake of showing you clearly, I'll remove the ammunition clip. Okay, so you have that. Just like that. Now it's a great time to test things. Lift up the head and just make sure that this thing can rotate all the way. If you have misplaced these 1 by 6 bricks and have moved them a stud too forward, it won't be able to do that. So make sure that wherever this gray slant is, that's the start of the bricks. Again, you just want to make sure that goes out. And then the jumper should be on the back. The jumper should actually be in the back of this. It's actually what's going to prevent this neck piece from going farther forward. So just like that. So time to kind of clean this up. Again, make sure that it's straight forward. Fold the head down. Grab the ammunition clip. And you should be able to place it down. As you can tell, it fits perfectly right there. Okay? Just kind of straighten out the legs and the tail however you want. Then we're going to grab these wing sections. They will fold back until they hit the head. And we're going to rotate this down and lift up the claw. I like to keep them flush with each other, but you can also do which way you want. Again, rotate this wing down and grab the wing tip. You're going to fold it down, and then this claw just goes up to meet there. Kind of looks like a piston almost. This is kind of a cool little thing. Then what we'll do later in beast mode, if you want, you can do it now, is rotate these inward. I'm personally going to do it inward just so that way you guys can see how things go. But this is what we should have so far. We'll now start by making the front arm, which looks like this, and you'll be making 2 of these. So there we go. You'll start by grabbing a 1 by 2 bar piece and attach the claw crabs onto it. So again, the studs are up, the teeth should be going down like that. Set aside. Doing a similar thing, but with the black bar instead. And you'll grab another claw, but this time it'll be angled up. Okay, and these will be the feet in beast mode and the hands in robot mode. Set it aside for right now. Grabbing a 2 by 4 plate, we can grab this 2 by 4 round plate with the axle hole in the middle, and just place it on the bottom side. After which, we'll grab a 2 by 2 red plate, place that on top, as well as you're going to grab this 2 by 2 plate with the ball joint and put it over there. Grabbing the claw, we're going to put it on the red side, and we'll put this on the red right over here. So you should be getting that right now. Make sure everything's tight. And you do want this claw in the middle. Okay. The next thing that we'll do is we'll grab 2 of these blue tiles, angle tiles, put them right here. You'll then grab 4 of these tiles with the stud, and you should essentially just pile them up. So you get 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in beast mode, these look like, like scales or whatever, But it's cool because the bird mode, the feathers mimic this pattern, so it keeps the pattern for the entire robot. And then because of where these studs are, it should allow this piece to go all the way up. And then obviously, you'll bend it for the arm. So I'll show you both arms. You're going to start with a 1x2 plate and place it on top of this ball connector. You'll then grab this angled section, place it on this side for one arm. Grabbing a 1x2 plate, you'll then grab one of these curved pieces, put on top, and that will just go just like that. A little bit of a weird assembly, but it'll make more sense later on. Okay, after which, for this particular arm, you're going to grab this. You're going to grab both of these pieces, the one with the hinge, and then this curved tile, or this angled tile. Place it on top like that. Set it aside. Grabbing this brick with the studs on the side, you put one stud on the bottom, and you grab one of these connectors and put it on the side, just like this. Okay. Afterwards, grab a 1x2 plate. You're going to put it underneath, so it should look like a line of blue next to this. You'll then make this assembly, which has the corner, or the circular plate, along with one of these cheese slopes. You're going to put it on the left side, facing upward, so like that. And then after which, looking at this from this angle with the studs on the top right there, you're going to place it like this. That way the slope is pointing upward. It's a little bit complex, or at least confusing builds as far as how it looks, but it'll make more sense in a second. Our next assembly is fairly straightforward. You're just going to grab this long bow piece right here, and then the red bar, and attach one of these connectors. Now we will assemble all that we have. So grabbing this assembly, where this tile is, you'll grab this assembly. You're just going to place it just right on here. That way there should be a continuous line of blue. Okay, and don't worry, I'll do the other arm as well, that way you can kind of get an idea of how that looks since it's flipped. Grabbing this assembly, we'll orient it for the studs are facing towards us. You're just going to set it just on top, just like so. Alright. And then grabbing this area, you'll notice that there's a 2x2 area that's blank, and you'll put it right there. You fold this down and place this right here, and this will be the shoulder in beast mode. The shoulder will cover everything but this one stud. Then in robot mode, you can open it up, which for like the ammo that you make for the bird or the bomb or whatever, or bombs for the bird, for it to hold, you can easily place them in here. It's great for Technic pins, great for anti-studs. You can do a ton with that area. So set aside, and that's just one shoulder, and we'll attach it here. So there we go. I'll go through this one pretty quick, but just so you can get an idea, I'm going to use this brick as the start where the anti-stud is. Place the blue stud on the left of it, and place the bar over there. 1x2 stud right here. And again, this is for the other arm. Then we're going to grab a 2x2 round plate with a cheese slope, and the cheese slope should be facing down, just like that. Okay. Making one of these assemblies again. Feel free to pause it if you need. I'm just going to set it right there. Now this assembly, I'll take this off really quick. So you got the 1x2 plate, ball joint, angled section, so it should continue the strip of blue, and the 1x2 plate as well as with this bow right on top. Flipping this around, I'll just go right on top, covering this red. You'll then make this assembly, and seeing where the anti-studs are and where this hollow space is, that's where this will cover. just like that. Okay, rotate this down, fold it sideways, there's the shoulder. Attach it here. And now we're ready to assemble the beast. This is what we have so far of the beast. We'll then grab the head that we made, and we have these bar clips, and as well as the holders for them right there. You're just going to attach it just like that. On these ball joints, if it is easier for you, you can feel free to extend it out. I like to just kind of pinch everything just to make sure that thing is tight, but you can do it like that, or you can attach it like this. I'll extend it out just to show you. So naturally, right arm goes in the right ball joint, left ball joint. Attach it like that. The blue slides into this hole right here, and then this will just be angled like that. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing over this side. Attach. Where there's this hole, this section will fill it in. Alright, and there's the beast.